I don't want to go any further because that makes me have a bad feeling, or I don't understand why I'm thinking these thoughts or having these feelings. And that's because for hundreds of millions and thousands of years, this consciousness is learning and evolving, and it's still very much a part of our consciousness in our own body. So when we're working on this, we're tapping into all sorts of things, not only the good that we're aiming for, but maybe the undesirable that we're looking to escape from. So it's all about facing the fact that things are what they are, and being fearless and moving through it, and just letting go. And there's an expression, let go and let God. Well, let go and just move right through the consciousness. So then all the divisions and all the walls come down, and you can become then the wave to bring yourself into another dimension, to become a new being, into a new state of consciousness.
Right, and that's paramount what you just said. I want to emphasize on that. She just mentioned in order to experience this stuff and lower your entropy, you need to be fearless. And, to transcend or move to a higher vibration, you literally have to be fearless. And what she was talking about earlier is really a reflection of yourself. And why we say you must be fearless. If you have fear and you express that, it's going to manifest in one way or another. If not in this reality, it could manifest in another reality and spook the heck out of you. Not something worth even focusing on. If you're going to do this, just be fearless and, just naturally develop yourself at your own comfortability level, whatever you feel comfortable. Something I want to talk about is, I know you've had experience, you have a lot of experience through dreams of, your consciousness or different states of being. Me personally, about when I was in Costa Rica, I was meditating every day, doing my thing. A few things happened to me. One day, I was just laying down, I meditated in the morning, I was just sitting on the bed, relaxing, laying down. And an experience happened to me, which soon later on, that same month, it happened to me about 4 or 5 times, but it was an energy which I cannot explain that just took control of my body. It's like I entered another density or dimension. It's hard to explain because it's really hard to grab words to explain the unexplainable, but it was this higher level of vibration. It was a vibration of love. It was so powerful where I was in this state, but there was no thoughts or there was no talking going on. It was just being, and it was phenomenal. It has changed my life. And that same day, I was meditating later that evening, and all of my chakras were just magically opened up. It was like my whole study of life, from meditating to Tai Chi, and all this stuff came together, but it was like some sort of divine intervention to me. It was like some entity or some energy or vibration or collective consciousness was trying to show me my true nature of who I am and what I am. And it has changed my life. My chakras or energy centers, the belief you have 7 energy centers that connect you to, this other reality, from the crown all the way down to the bottom of your spine. And now they're just open every day, and I have this energy or chi or prana, depending on your belief system, what you want to call it, but it has changed my life. It's happened just a few times, but I know there's something more to us than what we could physically see, and I'm on that path. I'm seeking as a student to further myself, just like everyone else out there.
Yeah, and I think that term might be you awakened your kundalini. So, and that's a pretty powerful experience. I know one of my first experiences with that was I didn't even realize it came up the base of my spine, up hit the top of my head, and it was like, wow, awakened me into a point where it just took over. And my first experience was in the white light. My second experience was in the golden light. 2 quite different experiences, but it's where the kundalini energy, I guess it's the energy of the collective consciousness that just, it's so massive. In the second experience that I had, I could see the energy come from everywhere in the field. And so I saw that in the collective, I was very much a part. And there isn't the ego so much involved in this. It's sort of like the ego takes a passive role, a little hard to explain unless you have the experience, and I don't want to tell anybody what the experience should be because really they have to have the experience themselves. But when your ego takes the back seat and the higher self moves forward in those kinds of experiences, you can either visualize or experience different states of consciousness. You're overwhelmed with the feeling of love and compassion, and there's a sense of joy. The golden light gave me like this sense of joy and hope that we are moving and evolving into a place where this is not the end of the world or hell. This is the state of heaven on earth once you start to achieve those states of consciousness. It's really letting go of all the ideas about things. Ego is a real big part of holding us back because, you know, we are constantly evaluating and judging and saying, you know, I don't like this, I want that, and, you know, we're critical. That big judgmental part is very, very powerful. That will block, because what you need to do is learn about, and I think he talks about this too, Joseph Campbell. You need to Thomas Campbell. I'm thinking of Joseph Campbell, the myths, the power of the myths, and that's another whole story that we'll get into another time. But what you need to do, and when you get to those stages, is it's all about forgiveness, and I think Christ spoke about it a lot. It's about forgiveness of, first of all, you can't forgive anyone else until you forgive yourself first, because everything that you point to, that you say, well, I don't like this, and this is bad, and that's not good, and you're judging and evaluating, it's a part of you. And so you have to see that in yourself, and that comes up for you, and you have to forgive it. You know, we all screwed up along the way. You know, there's nobody perfect, and we're all a work in progress. And, you know, there's a lot of things that happen to us that we understood life to be a different world. You know, so now as we're interpreting, as we're growing up, as we're learning, as we're interpreting things more in a holistic, peaceful manner, the first thing that comes up for us is to open this up, is to say, you know, have tolerance for other people, have tolerance for other people's ideas, because they'll come along when they're ready to come along. But it's about forgiving yourself for being so critical and judgmental and hurtful to those things